Hello and welcome to BBC London with me, Frankie McCamley. It's now 6.5 years since the Grenfell Tower tragedy that exposed the fire safety risks in residential buildings. As a result, many introduced round-the-clock patrols, and nearly 200 blocks in London still have them. But some say it's becoming a financial nightmare. Guy Lynn reports.
For the last 3 years, James feels that he's been living in a construction site. The reason? Potentially dangerous cladding, which needs to be removed and replaced post the Grenfell fire.
It has been an absolute nightmare living here. The scaffolding, the noise, the disruption constantly, it's an ongoing nightmare.
But if it wasn't bad enough being surrounded by a construction site, as current fire safety measures are severely inadequate, James and more than 440 other apartments have to pay thousands of pounds a year for what's called a waking watch, or constant patrols, similar to here in another building. Workers patrol and then warn residents if there's a fire. But James says it's just all proving too expensive.
We're all struggling due to the increase in the service charge costs. It is a challenge every day trying to work out how we're going to pay all of that money and keep on top of it. And it's going up and up.
And for you personally?
And for me personally, yeah, struggling like everybody else to cover all of those costs. On top of everything else are increased ground rent, increased service charge, everything's going up.
This festive season, more than 180 buildings in the capital still have waking watches. Galleon's Approach Management Limited told BBC London the watches on James's estate were, as London Fire Brigade said, they were essential. They will be discontinued next September, and the staff on the watches are paid minimum wage. 6.5 years on from Grenfell, the daily impact still very much being felt for those like James. Guy Lynn, BBC London.
A 16-year-old boy remains in custody this evening following a fire at the London Oratory School in Fulham. It took nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. A nearby shopping centre and a number of homes were evacuated. Luckily, no one was injured. Now, it's one of London's legendary music venues, with Amy Winehouse and Adele among those who've performed there. But Union Chapel in Islington's organ, which is more than 140 years old, needs urgent repairs. So they're calling on music lovers to help.
This organ is extremely special and unique. It was built by one of the master organ builders of its time in 1877. It's also one of very few left now with water hydraulic power. I'm Claire Emsinger and I'm a composer and performer and also music director of the organ at Union Chapel. I have built a programme around the organ in education and performance, so we offer free workshops and lessons to people of all ages to get them involved in the instrument. The problem with our organ is that we currently have a crack in the swell section. The air is not only going through the pipes but also escaping throughout that crack, making the keyboard unplayable. So this is the water hydraulics down here, which we use as an alternative to the electric blowing system. We're now faced with the big problem of raising 130,000 for a provisional date in January to take that swell soundboard out to our organ builders to be fully restored. I'm now reaching out to the public to ask if anyone who loves Union Chapel or loves the organ and wants to help, please do.
Claire Singer there. Well, now for the weather, here's Stav.
Good evening to you. It's remaining blustery through tonight with fairly strong winds and a few passing showers. Some clear spells at times, and I think it will turn a little bit cooler tonight than what we had the previous night, down to around 7 or 8 outside the city centre. Tomorrow we start off with some sunshine around. It will be another blustery day. Strong winds continuing to feed these showers in, which may merge together to produce longer spells of rain and some heavier bursts as well by the end of the day. Top temperature 13 degrees, so on the mild side for the time of year. It stays unsettled though, the run up to New Year's Eve. Further wet and windy weather at times, so stay tuned to the forecast.
Well, that's all from me and the late team. Good night.